What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. Live your best life. You must live label free. As always, bringing you incredible guests from all over the world. So sit back, relax, and tune in. My next guest is living, working, cooking, and exploring full-time in an RV with her husband. Please welcome Victoria Wolf. Victoria, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very happy to be here.
As I was telling you before we started recording, is that someone was telling me about you and what you're doing, living on the road full time with your husband. And I was just like, I was fascinated. And here we are. I didn't even realize at that point that we had already connected and that you're going to be on the show. You know, in your bio, you say you left everything behind to live life on your own terms. And that's totally what I'm all about with Label Free Podcast. So I kind of want to hear, like, what was the aha moment for you and your husband to say, hey, you know what? We're done with this regular, like, life. We're going to just take it on the road and do our thing.
Well, for us, it was an event. I mean, we had thought about it for, a couple years before we did it. And then my husband in a previous relationship, he did it for 2 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so, but that was like 17 years ago. And it's something I always wanted to do, even though I have never set foot in an RV before this adventure.
Oh,
I never went camping. I didn't do any of that. But I knew I wanted to do this. And so we had this business that we poured our heart and soul into for 5 years. It was a gluten-free commercial bakery. And actually what's interesting is on this day, 3 years ago, it had to close. It was kind of against our will. It would just worked out that way. And so it was heartbreaking, devastating for us. And we're the kind of people that always have to have a big dream, something to strive for. And we're like, okay, nothing is holding us back now. Our son will graduate from high school next year and we can do whatever we want. And we're like, we're going to do this. We're going to go out and live, sell it all, go out and live full time in an RV. And so we had our 2-year plan and we planned for 2 years. Got everything together, and then we set off in April of 2022. And during those 2 years, we always kept asking ourselves, because it's a long time to plan, is this really what we want to do? And as every little piece came into play, and we got closer and closer, we knew, we had asked every question from every angle to make sure this is really, really right for us. And one of the things we discovered, and this is so interesting, is I always felt like I was a nomad, but if you look at my life, I was not a nomad. I spent, 13 years in this house, 25 years in a marriage that I finally left. I stayed places, and he did the same thing. And it's like, but we're very nomadic at heart, but we were living this conventional, society driven life that we never even looked at that nomad nature. And it's like, I get bored very easily with things and locations as well. I remember when I finally bought a house in 2000 with my ex-husband, I'm like, I'm going to be here 5 years. That's it. We're going somewhere else. And my mom's like, well, what do you want to do that for? It's such a nice house. I'm like, it's a starter home. Just let me have my dream. And I ended up staying there for 13 years. So now my house moves, but my house stays the same. That's to me, that's the key. It's like I have all my stuff. And believe me, I don't have all my stuff because we went from 2,400 square feet to 400 square feet. So I have the stuff that matters. And now I'm living life that Rich and I created, not a life that people think that we should be living or what we thought was some misconstrued idea of how our life is supposed to be. And I think that is the joy for me. Definitely.
Well, for those that are listening, like if you actually go over to the YouTube channel and check out what's behind her RV is actually absolutely stunning. Very nice inside, very cozy. Like, I could do that.
It's great. It's like living in a small apartment. It's not like camping.
Yeah, you got your little fireplace down there. It looks like very high tech. I'm not saying high maintenance, but I'm a girly girl. Like I want to kind of be a little pampered. I like my space to be nice. Like I could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
Like I think it's amazing. Like people that can just travel around like that. Now,
I couldn't do it with less. Let me tell you, I've got a washer and dryer. I've got a dishwasher. I've got a residential refrigerator, 2 sinks in the bathroom.
Nice.
yeah, you take any one of, I got endless hot water. You take any
Nice.
one of those things away, it might not be as good. So, but everybody has a different level. Like you'd probably need something similar that
Yeah.
to what we have to be happy.
Yes.
Some people are good in a B, which is like a van, like a
Yeah.
Mercedes van, and there's like hardly any room, not big
Oh no.
kitchen. You're going to the bathroom in the same place that you're showering. I mean, literally. And yeah, that makes them happy. So that's the other great thing about RV life is you can find your own lane,
Yeah.
and live it. You can find your own RV that works for you, or the places you visit. It's so about setting or creating your own life. It's really
Yeah.
wonderful.
And so talk about creating your own life. Now, so you've been doing this since April of 2022. Where all have you traveled so far? Now we're in February 2023, so you're almost hitting your year mark.
Yeah.
And now, do you go to one place like for a certain amount of time, or what does that look like?
Well, we don't like to move very often because we have a business in addition to the YouTube channel. We have an actual business that we run every day, and I probably sit here in front of my computer 8+ hours a
Yeah.
day, 5, 6 days a week. And so we like to be a little more stable because every time we move, that's, you got to pack up, you got to move, you got to unpack, things like that. So it's less stability. But we left from Colorado in April, and then we went to Michigan. Rich is from Michigan, so we spent a couple months. Actually, we spent the entire summer in various areas in Michigan. A lot of time was spent in the Upper Peninsula, which is one of our favorite areas. And then we headed down south very, very slowly. It took us like 3 months to get south. Then we spent, 2 months in Florida, Tampa Bay area.
Nice.
And then we just left on Monday. We're here in Mississippi now, which is not the top of everybody's list, I think, to visit. But we like going to places that we don't know what we're going to find, and we're looking for the hidden treasures when we get
Sure.
here. And we also have to get our RV serviced in northern Mississippi at the end of this month. So that's the reason. And then we're going to slowly make our way back to Colorado and be there in April.
Nice.
And we will actually be in the very first campground that we parked Howie, which is what we call our fifth wheel, a year ago when we got him, that we will be on our year anniversary. So that's pretty cool. And then, as if I don't need more adventure in my life, we are moving my mom and dad from Denver to the Detroit area in May. So we are all caravanning across the country, us with our RV and them with their moving truck. And then my son's going to be, it's going to be a party.
I mean, I have so many questions. So, well, first of all, what kind of business are you guys running out of your RV?
I've been a graphic designer for 31 years. I've owned my own business. And in the last, back in 2016, I started focusing on book cover and book interior design. And
Okay.
so that's what I do exclusively now. And then my husband joined the business in 2020, and he's a self-publishing consultant. So he helps the authors, do everything they need to do to get onto Amazon, help with the market the book, and I do all the creative, like the covers, the interiors, ebooks, websites, stuff like that. And we're able to do that from the road because all we need is an internet connection. And so, that was another reason we made this decision. It's like we can have the same view every single day outside our windows, or we can change it as often or as infrequent as we want, because we were just working from home. I mean, why home could be anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I think it is such an amazing thing to do, just to kind of like, live your own life on your own terms. I mean, come on, like and here is an example, you guys, this is a perfect example of why I started the show, is that if you are feeling stuck or unfulfilled in your life, that there are so many other options out there for you, and so many different adventures out there waiting for you to just go check it out to see if you enjoy it. So this leads me to my next question. What is the percentage of people that are nomads that are living the lifestyle that you're living? Do you know?
It's a very, very low percent. I can tell you that I think it's moved up a little bit. 2% of all RVers are full-time nomads.
Okay.
So there's about 11 or 12 million RVs on the road, I think, and I don't know if that statistic is even correct. So we're in the 1% of something.
Yeah.
But I mean, numbers wise, there's not a ton of us. But more and more are finding this lifestyle, and more younger people and families are finding this lifestyle. I mean, it's more common to find couples out on the road, but in the last few years, it's becoming commonplace to see families that are living full time as well. And that's a whole different world and a whole different adventure for them. But I can see how it's a great alternative to the standard: get a house in a suburb, raise your kids, find the best schools, and just being on the road's an education in itself.
For
You can learn
sure.
so much.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I think COVID showed us that, we can do a lot of things just from a computer, like
oh yeah,
school for the
definitely.
kids. I mean, so I think that your options are limitless when it comes to how how you can, what kind of life you want to lead these days. When you meet other RVers, is it like a community? Are they friendly? Are they welcoming? Like, I'm always curious about that, like, because it's a completely different world than I know anything about.
It's a huge community, and when you're full time in community is one of the things you're looking for that you don't have. Obviously, you don't have your neighbors, you don't have your friends that you can call up anytime and go see, and so community is really important. And in the last year, we've been finding and building community. So you'll meet some people at a park, and then you'll stay in touch, and you may not see them again because your travel plans don't cross for a year or so, but you keep up with them on social media, and then there's a huge content creators community in the RV space.
Okay.
And when we were at the Tampa RV show, we really immersed ourselves into that. And so that's a really wonderful community where they're supporting each other in our content creation and our full-time RV life. And so I've been very, very excited to start, getting into that community. But everywhere we go, we're, trying to build community.
Yeah.
So
Can you
it's,
tell us about that, like, content creation community for the RV world? What does that mean and what does that look like?
there's a whole bunch of RVers out there creating weekly content about their travels, about their experiences, what broke, what
Yeah.
went on and stuff. It's almost like a reality show of our lives to some degree. And every RVer that has a YouTube channel, a content creator, they do things just a little bit differently. But it started about I think it was about 8 or 9 years ago with one family. Keep Your Daydream is their channel name, and they started, chronicling their RV life. And
Yeah.
then it got popular, and then more people started, more and more and more. And now there's this huge community of content creators in the RV space. And we're also in the food space because we do food
Yeah.
videos, which is where we started before we added the RV. So we're technically in two communities, which is kind of cool. But the RV content creators are so much fun, and anytime we have a chance to meet up with them and do things, it's always good. So if you think that being out on the road you're going to be lonely, maybe in the beginning until you start making friends, but people in RV parks, they're very, very friendly. Us RVers, we'll talk to you. It's that wave. It's like every
Yeah.
time you pass an RVer, you wave. Just like the Jeep people, they always wave, but we always
Ah,
wave to each
the
other.
Jeep
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
So you mentioned cooking. What kind of stuff do you guys cook?
We cook just about everything and anything. Having the gluten-free business for 5 years, obviously I'm the gluten and dairy-free one, have been for 16 years. And we felt that when that business went away, we still wanted to share, gluten-free cooking and recipes with the world. So that's when we started the YouTube channel in 21, and it was all gluten and dairy-free dishes. But they're gluten and dairy-free dishes that I tell people how to make them if they're not gluten and dairy free. They
Yeah.
just, they're recipes that anybody can use, whether you're gluten or dairy free. And so we have a cooking video typically once a week, and then an RV video once a week. And we've been doing a lot of shorts lately, but we just love to cook, and we love I should say we love to drink. But Rich is a bartender. He's a butcher.
Oh,
We're both
neat.
chefs, so I mean we love to create food. We love to feed people.
Yeah.
And we're obviously not feeding people on our videos, but it kind of feels like we're sharing
Yeah,
our
for
food, so
sure.
we're feeding people. And we just did a collaboration with another YouTube channel that centered around food. They're from the UK, and so we got to talking about some of the foods that they miss. And we happened to be in Florida close to them at the same time. And so we made 2 dishes and took it over to them. And we had a great evening. And they were so happy to eat some foods that they had definitely missed from the UK. So we love doing that. And hopefully we'll do more of that.
How fun. That sounds awesome. I would be down for that too. Let me know where you're next. I'm coming. Coming over for dinner.
Okay,
Um,
well, we'd love to have you anytime.
so what do you like more? Do you like doing the cooking videos more than the RV videos? Or are they both equally enjoyable for you?
They're a little different, but I do like them both. So one of my secret dreams was to always have a YouTube channel way back, when YouTube started, and so
Yeah.
now I have one. But I like I think what I love the most is I love doing shorts, and I don't know if
Okay.
you watch shorts versus
Yes.
the long form. I love that it can be anything and everything, and it's only like a blip. Give me the camera and watch me go. I mean, so, but I love them both. I like the RV content too.
Yeah. Very cool. Um, I see you have some other questions here, but I want to know, do you still have a home somewhere or anything in storage, or you got rid of everything and just everything that you have is on the RV?
We have about this much in storage, and it's all. I also paint, and it's paintings, photographs, a couple crates of things we couldn't part with, but it's all sentimental stuff. There's no furniture, not maybe some books.
Yeah.
So no, we have no, sticks and bricks house.
Six and bricks.
Um, Howie is our house. House is where we park it. All those things.
Sure.
So no, we are still centered, or our address is in Colorado. Our address is wherever my mom is,
I
and
got
so my mom is in Colorado, and as soon as she'll be in Michigan, so then we will become residents of Michigan. So I have an address with
There you
her.
go.
She gets all my mail. She deposits checks. I mean, she's great.
Nice. There you go. Yeah, that's a nice deal. What would be some advice so if somebody's thinking about becoming a nomad or living this kind of lifestyle, being an RV lifestyle, what would be some advice that you'd give to them?
I say if you know for sure you're going to like it, just do it. Don't wait for the perfect time. There is no perfect time in life. If you want something bad enough, go do it. You don't know,
Yeah.
tomorrow's obviously not promised. If you're not sure about it, go rent an RV for a weekend or even for a week and see how you like it. And then the biggest thing, I think, especially when you're looking for a rig, let's say you're like, okay, I'm really considering this. I need to go see what my options are. I feel that you really have to visualize your life inside the RV. And not just like, oh, I think I'll eat there and work there and do this. No, just, sit in the RV for a few minutes, kind of, get it in your head, and then think about your daily life. You wake up in the morning. What are you going to do? You're going to go to the bathroom. Is the fact that the bathroom's really tiny going to bother you every single day that you go to the bathroom? And then the kid, you think about all those things, and then you discover what your needs really are. It's like, well, I need a big bathroom. Okay, now you know what rig, you need to look for rigs with big bathrooms. And
Yeah.
so if you can visualize how you're going to live in it, you will be so much happier once you actually do live in it. And you won't be as surprised.
Yeah, and get a fancy one like yours. Like it's all right. So we were where were we? My fiance and we were in Florida, I think, was visiting his parents, and we were driving past an RV park. And I tell you, one of the RVs had such the coolest setup. I'm like, oh my God, look at that. They had a huge big screen outside. Like they had a nice patio furniture set up out there. Like they were living the life. I'm like, I could do that. Do you guys have that set up when you park somewhere?
Yeah, we don't have the TV outside because we're not huge TV watchers, but that's one of the things. So we have 400 square feet inside, but you have the outdoor living. And depending on the park, like the park we're at right now, we have a huge outdoor space. And so we set up our chairs, and we have, the Blackstone and the grill, and there's a picnic. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
And so you're living outside as much as you're living inside. So, what do I have? 600 square feet, 700 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's not like we're always, inside, and you can find an RV to match whatever your needs, wants, and desires. You can go very fancy, very big. You can go very small, very understated. There's RVs for every price point, and, just get one and go. I do see a lot of people who get one and go, and then within the same year they get another one because I don't think they visualized how they were going to live in it very much. And
Sure.
and maybe you do, maybe you don't, but it helps. You have to not trade up or trade down a year into your journey.
Yeah. What is one thing that you've learned about yourself and perhaps maybe your relationship with your husband that you didn't know before after becoming a nomad full time?
Well, as far as my relationship with my husband, we've been together almost 24/7 for almost 365 days, and we've always worked together, and so that hasn't changed. Everything is fine. Even the closer quarters were just as good a relationship we had when we were in the house. About myself is, I think I confirmed that I really am adventurous, even though I kind of led a less adventurous life.
Yeah.
I do like adventure. I don't need to be in control as much. I suspected, and I think that's what allowed me to actually do this. I don't need to always be in control because you can't in an RV. I mean, things break, things go wrong. I mean, just, you're always fixing something in an RV. That you got to know that going in, because that's a reality. And so, yeah, I think I discovered I'm the person I always wanted to be and actually was, and
Wow.
just wasn't sure that I was that person. So now I know I'm that person. So
That's
that's kind of cool.
Where can people find you, connect with you, and support you, whether it's your business, your YouTube? Drop all your links.
Okay, so our YouTube channel, we're at GF Explorers, and every social media, TikTok, Instagram, is at GF Explorers. Facebook is at the GF Explorers for some reason. And then our publishing business is wolfdesignandmarketing.com. And if you want to look at my art, it's victoriawolfart.com.
I love it. You guys, I'm going to put all those links in the show notes. So go check them out, whether if you're looking for some digital marketing work, or you're, work on your book, or just interested in the RV life that they're living, go follow their and subscribe their YouTube channel. Check them out on social media. That is the greatest way that you can support people like ourselves putting content out there, and it doesn't cost you anything. So go check them out. I will put those links below. This is the part of the show, Victoria, where I like to ask for last words of wisdom or advice. What would you like to leave with us today?
Don't let fear and uncertainty chart the course of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for far too long. I got out of it, and maybe it was my time. Maybe it took all those years. But if you have an inkling that fear and uncertainty is causing you to make decisions that you don't really want to make, just stop it. Just stop. Yeah. Don't do it anymore, and change direction.
Those are labels that you're putting on yourself that you need to get rid of. I love it. I love it. Victoria, what a awesome conversation. I'm so excited to have share this with my audience. I love your adventurous life. Maybe one day I can be like you. But I need to have an RV like that. That setup is gorgeous, you guys. So if you're listening, go check out the YouTube and go follow her YouTube channel to check out this incredible RV lifestyle she's living. So thank you very much for being a guest today.
Thank you for having me. It was tons of fun.
You're welcome. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Radulescu with Label Free Podcast. Live your best life. You must live label free. As always, don't forget to follow, subscribe, rate, review, comment, share, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.